Namaste. Well, I attended a webinar for ambassadors today for the Parliament of the World's Religions, and there were about 80 of us from all over the world, and it was pretty exciting. I'm getting excited about October. First, we heard about Salt Lake City, that it's in the valley between two mountain ranges, and in October it should be pretty beautiful. There are four major Indian nations out there, and so before we enter the Salt Palace, the convention center where the Parliament will be held, there'll be two teepees outside with a sacred flame going so we can do smudge pots, meditate. But there'll be sacred spaces throughout the auditorium as well, so that each different faith tradition will have time to decorate with the motif and the materials that represent their faith, their tradition, their history, and so sights and sounds in each room, and I'm pretty excited about that. There'll be local music as well, and so just kind of getting the scene will be nice. We're told that Salt Lake City is a very walkable city, and being a Chicagoan who likes to walk from one neighborhood to another, I'm also excited about that. Uh, Heard about some of the pre-parliament events, and those are pretty exciting throughout the world, actually. And then heard from some of the um, ambassadors around the world. And the one that touched me the most, I think, was the ambassador from Helsinki, Finland, who gave a recap of this past weekend in Norway, where over 1,000 Muslims held hands and made a circle wall around the main synagogue of Norway in Oslo to protect the Jews there. And this was in response to attacks on Jews in Denmark. They also point out that most of the people making the wall were women. I'm excited about that because one of the foci of the parliament will be the status of women around the world. The first woman gathering event will be the very first day, and men are invited to attend. It's not a women-only thing, but if there's any votes to be taken, we don't vote. It's just for the women, and I kind of like that rearrangement or adjustment of power. So that's kind of neat. Let me see if there's anything else I want to make sure that I tell you. There was a question about how welcoming will Salt Lake City be for LGBTQ uh, attendees? And what we were told was that this past weekend, the Church of the Latter-day Saints, or the Mormons, put out a new position paper talking about how they are required. It's part of their faith to be welcoming, loving, caring, embracing. And so it's a real shift for them in terms of being more inclusive. I don't think it changes theology. I think it changes behavior, and that's kind of a really nice, exciting change. We're also told that it's also a very welcoming city anyway, and so that if any members are either LGBTQ or an ally, there'll be lots for them to do in the city as well. Um, Ruth Shoren from Los Angeles is an ambassador and a faculty member, I guess, at Loyola Marymount University, and their event is called Seeds of Faith, and they will actually have a table at the Parliament. So I'm looking forward to meeting up with some uh, Catholics there as well that'll be actively involved in the Parliament of the World's Religions. Program proposals, and that's for all of us, for you listening. The deadline is March 15th, so if you're thinking you'd like to present or that you'd like to perform, perhaps music, dance, something like that, poetry reading, poetry slam, um, please get your proposals in by March 15th at the latest. And I think that's all for right now. So it was a really good webinar. It was 2.5 hours long. It was good to hear my colleagues. Good to get a sense of how fast this is growing. There are already 500 students who have signed up and registered, and so it might be kind of neat to see if we can get local students to attend as well. I think this would be really interesting. Remember, the foci is going to be on the environment, um, violence in all forms, terrorism, uh, religion against religion, all those things, hate crimes, um, and okay, and women. Yeah, but there'll also be a part there focusing on indigenous people as well. So it's going to be beautiful, uplifting, focused, with a focus on action. What do we do together as peoples of faith who value interfaith work? So that was it for today. Really excited. It's moving forward. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye.